What's happening, everyone? JayShockblast here, and check it out. You might have seen by now, but there is a brand new LEGO game coming out. It got announced in Cologne, Germany at Gamescom. I was there thanks to the folks at WB Games. I've also played the game for about an hour, and I know people have a lot of questions, and there is... The biggest question right now is the direction of the game, okay? TT Games is doing something very different with this game. It is essentially going to play a lot like a Batman Arkham game, some of the stuff that Rocksteady has done over the years, which I've been led to believe people loved, and I can tell you they incorporated very well based on my own gameplay, but I understand that there is some concern and maybe even some valid criticism about the fact that we are only going to have approximately 7 playable characters in the game. Okay, now obviously one of my favorite things about LEGO games is something that I think a lot of you feel the same way about, and that is collecting all the different characters, right? You know, for me, I look at it as every time I can unlock a new character, I get to make a video showing how to do it. And for some people, they're helpful. For some people, they just like to watch it. And, you know, that's obviously been something that built my channel. My channel was built on the back of TT Games and their amazing video games and the videos I made for them. And I understand that. So when I heard it, I was a little cautiously optimistic because, you know, what am I going to get out of that is really what it comes down to, right? Like, how am I going to make a lot of videos about this game? As you guys know, it's been 3 years. By the time this comes out, it'll have been about 4 years since TT Games dropped a game. And in the past, they used to drop, you know, 1 to 2 games a year with lots of DLC for other games in between, and it's very clear that they are making more thorough, complete games now. And I don't know if we're ever going to get back to that era of TT Games where they're able to, you know, be a machine and pump all those titles out. I know they used to have different actual studios at different locations that would work on different things at different times. I don't know if those times have changed and they've kind of consolidated in one solid group. Maybe someday we'll figure that out. I hope so, but, you know, I don't know. I just want them to be able to work their fair hours and not have to stress and just get games out and have them be quality and have us enjoy them. Now, the 7 confirmed characters we are able to play as in this game are Batman, Jim Gordon, Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, Catwoman, and Talia al Ghul. And all of these characters have different skills and combos and gadgets and things that they will use to contribute to the game. So obviously the chapters of the game that we play are going to be, it's going to be necessary to have one of them in your squad, if you will. I know from my perspective, you know, Batman's claw, I had to use that a few times in his boomerang. And then Jim Gordon has like a foam sprayer gun that would stop fires and stuff like that. So you're going to have to use some of these characters for specific reasons. And that's something that has always existed in every LEGO game. You know, you would have different characters involved on different levels, and they would contribute to what you were doing on that level. And then there would be some secret locations that other characters you had to unlock later on would have access to. So what changes here, okay? I understand that a lot of people buy the LEGO games because of the sheer amount of characters you get to play with. And, you know, for me, I look back at like LEGO Marvel 2, where Darkhawk was in the game, and that's a character I asked for a long time. I obviously was the voice of Darkhawk because he didn't have a voice, and I am solely responsible for him being in that game. So, like, you know, I understand, and I would have loved that too, because, you know, I look back at LEGO Batman 3 and Atrocitus and DC Supervillains and Atrocitus and how much I love Red Lanterns and that stuff. So will we get that same feeling? I think a little bit, because so far there's been confirmed to be up to 100 different costumes. Now, I don't know if that's all just for Batman or if that's for each of the characters. Obviously, I don't anticipate Jim Gordon or Talia al Ghul having a ton to work with when it comes to costumes. Certainly Batman will. Will chasing costumes have the same feeling as chasing after different characters? I don't think so, but we all have our favorite version of Batman, and for most of you, especially my buddy Uncaged Games and my other buddy Caboose, for most of you and especially them, it is Batman Ninja. And if Batman Ninja is in this game, again, completely on me, solely responsible. I did that, you're welcome. But like, I think that is going to be just as fun, and I think having this as kind of an Arkham game where we're out there doing those, Riddler challenges and finding the different trophies and finding all the Wayne Tech boxes and having all sorts of different red bricks in the levels, stuff like that, I think is still going to feel the same. It's still going to feel fun, and we're still going to enjoy the chase of that. And I think if you just stop for a second and appreciate the fact that the game is not going to be the exact same model as it always has been, and it's going to incorporate everything we love about Lego games into everything we loved about the Arkham series, I think you're really going to enjoy the game when you play it. The number one thing I've seen some people say is, oh, I'm not going to buy it now. And I think that's ridiculous, because if you love Lego games, you love them because they are the Lego games, because of the structure, because of the goofiness, and that's all still there. This is still a Lego game. This is not like Lego 2K Drive, a game that I was a 2K Next maker, and I contributed, played that before it launched and everything. That absolutely was a kart racer built in a Lego world, right? It had the greatest Lego creation system ever. You could build your own cars and everything. Nothing will ever top that, but that's the only part about it that really felt like it was Lego. This is not an Arkham game made out of Lego. I've seen some people say that, and I've said that about 2K Drive before, but I do not believe or agree with that whatsoever here, because I have actually played the game, and I see the vision. I see what they're trying to do, and I see that they're trying to change things up a bit. Is this what I want forever? No. I think this works for this specific Lego Batman title, but I do hope in the end, eventually, they do go back to their more traditional style built around collecting characters and stuff like that. And if they could do it in a way that has levels like this, that would be cool too. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but there's been talks about, doing a Skywalker Saga style Harry Potter game. And one of the things that turned me off about previous Lego Harry Potter games was the fact that the characters were not accessible to me. Like, you had to go to certain locations and you had to switch out at those locations. And that, to me, they fixed that as they moved along, but I didn't enjoy that aspect. And I would love to see them maybe not redo those older games in the newer style, but do it from scratch and have the ability to do it in the way they're doing here, because I think this makes the combat that much more fun. Skywalker Saga was also a little different of a style, and I don't think that hit all the way for everybody. The way that you walked back and forth and in and out of the different levels felt a little short, even if it took a while to get through it, if that makes sense. Like, the levels were there, but they were kind of in short bursts, and you kind of had to walk through the open world to get it. Again, I knew they were trying to do something different, but I think this is a good spot to be in. A lot of times you just get sterile, and it gets like a little bit too samey. And I understand that that's what makes it a Lego game. Like, you're not going to ask XCOM to go out there and incorporate first-person shooter aspects of it. No, XCOM people want that to be a challenging puzzle-style, game, real-time strategy, right? They don't want anything else. So you could say the same thing here. You're not going to have, NBA 2K, go out there and have like, puzzles and stuff like that, right? Like that's not what that game's all about. And that is what Lego games are. And I think that's still here. And I think the soul of the game is what we're actually working with. Like this is not, why so serious? You know what I mean? Like we know the Joker says that, right? We know he says that. We know that's in the game, and we know those game movies and scenes are going to be in the game, but they're going to be done in a way that TT Games has always done. And I'm cautiously excited. Like not even cautiously optimistic, cautiously excited. Okay, I tried to explore as much as I could in the time that I had. And I feel like I got to see a good amount. And honestly, the 5 costumes that we've seen so far that were in the game are really cool. We obviously know that Michael Keaton's Batman is going to be in the game because they had a huge statue of him. I've only seen the trailer once, and that was live at the event. So I haven't even sat back and watched it, like at my desk, and I'm probably going to do a reaction video to that. I kind of had to sit way in the back and just kind of see what was going on. And there's a lot happening around me, so it was tough. But I'm going to sit back and do a reaction video to that. And I just wanted to talk about the 7 character thing because that has been the biggest topic for discussion. And I promise you, as somebody that played the game, and not because they flew me there or anything like that, or because I met anybody from the studio or anything. Like you guys know me, I think 14 years of making videos about this game. I look at this game as something that hopefully can help get my views back up and stuff like that. So obviously this change affects me a lot. So for me to sit here and say, I see what they're trying to do and I like it, and I'm gonna really enjoy it. I think that means more than you understand, right? Because for you guys and a lot of people that aren't content creators, you just pick up the video game, play it, and enjoy it. I have to look at it from a business perspective, and I think there's going to be enough meat on those bones so that we're going to still be able to get lots of time enjoying the game. And I think you're gonna love this game as a Lego game, but if the 7 characters thing still is something that you didn't enjoy as much, make your voice heard, right? But wait and try it first. Wait and play it first. I really do believe that once you kind of get your hands on it and see how it operates and how it works, you're going to feel really good about it because it's a fun game. And especially if you already like the Arkham series, like I spent my whole time playing Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, listening to people complain to me that it wasn't an Arkham game, you know what I mean? And not solely that, there are plenty of things to complain about with that game, but you get the point. Now we're getting the best of both worlds in some cases. It's a Lego Arkham game, essentially, and not in the same universe, but I do really feel like if you like those two styles, having them together, maybe it's not forever. Maybe this is a one-off type of game and they'll get back to the big character stuff later, but I think you're going to enjoy it. So after hearing what I have to say, and certainly if you're just going to comment that you don't like it and you're not open to hearing any other opinions about it, then I don't really care. I mean, I'm not going to listen to that as much as you're not going to listen to me, but I really feel like this is going to be, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Like I got to meet some really cool creators at this thing. I got to meet Rugged Eagle, who I think might be the #1 Lego guy right now. And I remember Rugged Eagle being in my chats, okay? And I know, I feel like I understand what the pulse of Lego gaming fans, and it was really cool to meet the younger generation of Lego creators and see the way that they reacted to it. And I feel like everybody's really excited. So anyway, let me know what you think. I hope you give it a chance. I hope you can appreciate what it is. The video gameplay that's going on in the background is the same gameplay that appeared in my other 2 videos, just kind of shuffled up a little bit. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will see ya.